Welcome to The Wealthy Life. What would happen to your family situation if something were to happen to you? Don't leave your loved ones exposed to risk. Portfolio manager Franco Papalia is with us today to make sure you're prepared for the unexpected. Franco, welcome to The Wealthy Life.
Thank you, Sybil. It's a pleasure to be here.
So how many years have you been in the financial profession helping people with their finances?
It's been 42 years, Sybil.
Go on, 42 years? Did you start when you were 10?
Very close, thank you.
So when it comes to planning for the unexpected, what are the most common situations that you've encountered over your years in the business?
Well, you know, we've all got certain expectations for how our lives should turn out, but something always pops up and messes up our plans.
Yes.
You know, some of those things are financial. You know, like the loss of a job can delay some of our financial goals, achieving some of our financial goals, but more common are emotional blows, like an illness or divorce or the loss of a loved one.
Right, and I think those can have a major impact, like you say, emotionally, but also financially. What are the main financial implications that you've seen when one of those triggering events happens? Well,
I'd like to share a story with you. It's about a family, a young family with 3 children, and it speaks to why it's important to have our estate documents in place.
Okay.
The family was fairly financially successful. The father was a 50-50 business owner in a thriving business. The wife had a successful career in the medical industry, but it all changed. At age 52, the husband had a fatal heart attack.
Oh my goodness. Nobody would be expecting that.
No, and so there was a lot of planning that should have been done ahead of time that was not in place. There was no will in place. And,
yikes.
Yeah, and also there was no partnership agreement in place in the husband's business with his business partner.
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, think about that. No will, no partnership agreement. What did that put the family through?
Well, first of all, there was huge emotional stress with the family, and so on top of that, because there was no will and no partnership agreement, it created a financial mess. When there's no will in place in British Columbia, the public trustee steps in and distributes the assets, and in this case, the assets portion of the assets went to the minor children in trust for the minor children.
Which maybe isn't what the family wanted. And that's the thing, when you don't have a will, then somebody else is going to step in and decide how those assets are distributed. That's a challenge.
Yeah, big challenge. And also when it came to the business, there was no partnership agreement. And so there was no way to fairly distribute the assets. And the family ended up getting less than 50% of the value of the business.
Okay, so there's a real financial implication there, less than 50% of the value of the business.
Yeah.
So what should they have done? What are some things that they could have done better?
Well, there was one saving grace in the business aspect. There was life insurance policies on the life of the husband and the partner. And so the proceeds from that life insurance ended up being part of the payout to the estate.
Well, thank goodness there was that, and there was something for the family to have.
Yeah, that was definitely a bonus, a great thing to have in place.
But you know, when you think about the things that people should have had, so they should have had a partnership agreement, is the one thing you mentioned. They should have had a will in place, absolutely. I was going to say they should have had insurance, but they already had that. So the insurance was one thing that they can tick off, as they had at least a little bit of preparation. You know, you think about it, we all know we're going to die. We don't live forever. So although we're talking about dying being an unexpected event, it is expected. It's just not expected to maybe happen at age 52. So at what age should people get a will?
Well, I think that as soon as you're of age to get a will, you should have a will. I mean, there's 3 things that you could do to get prepared for the unexpected.
Yeah.
One is really basic. It's have a rainy day fund, a bank account with some cash that you can access very quickly.
Because if you're waiting for estate proceeds, that can get caught up and delayed. So have some emergency savings that you can access right away. Very important.
Yeah, yeah. A second thing to do is a great example in the story is having the proper insurance in place and also beneficiary designations on all of your major assets.
Which people should recheck their beneficiary designations and make sure they're right.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, and a big part of it is having a plan, a financial plan in writing. And so when you have something in writing, you can refer back to it when the stress happens, when the unexpected happens.
So the key thing here for viewers is to really plan ahead. Think about what would happen if some of these unexpected events do happen, because they probably will. And it's better to be prepared for it. Life insurance can be great. If you want to know how much life insurance you need, go to thewealthylife.com. We have a great financial calculator on there to assist. Franco, thank you for sharing the story and these great tips to help people. It's been great having you.
Thank you, Sybil. Appreciate it.